Hello everyone, how are you? And welcome back to Kenya Anarchist. My name is the Grandmaster, and today let us discuss about the story, the legendary story of the girl by the name Tsula Mwangi. Let us today lay to rest the fantastic story of the legend from Kenya, Tsula Mwangi. A Kenyan-born prodigy with a high IQ that the scale could not measure it. When we travel back to the old childhood stories and the reality of the alternate Kenya, no story in history elicits as much curiosity and desire for knowledge and understanding as that of a Kenyan Kikuyu girl named Tsula Mwangi. The streets of the country of Kenya and all over the world were quiet until the very 26th of September 2000, when the weekly world news, the world's seemingly only reliable news outlet at the time, broke the surprising news of the legendary Tsula Mwangi. With the title, "Meet the Woman Who Knows Everything," the black and white newspaper continued to narrate the astonishing story of the Kenyan genius lady with a fantastic intellect and surprising universal knowledge. That was the first and probably the last official mention of the story of Tsula Mwangi. But it kept repeating all over the internet for years to come, with people wondering whether such story was true. But then, who was Tsula Mwangi? And why should you care about her? Well, I'm glad you asked. Her name was Tsula Mwangi. She had diverse talents and abilities that no human could understand at the time. She could speak every language, deliver punchline to every joke, answer every riddle, recite every line of every poem ever published, identify every known plant, draw a detailed map of all the planets, and recite the Bible forward and backward. That's not all. Tsula Mwangi could also name every actor and actress that ever existed, mention movies they appeared in, mention their roles, and even mention every genus and species of every insect that has ever been discovered on Earth. She was the Rain Woman. Unlike Rain Man, Tsula had access to information she has never heard of before. It was not for a must that she read a book or understand what was being said. She could access the universal mind and, as it turned out, get any piece of newly discovered facts and objective analysis. As the story continued, her mind was connected to the universal mind. She had an IQ higher than all the charts because she knew everything there is to know and processed information faster than even the computer. Tsula Mwangi was also blind and relied on her power of knowledge to interact with the people and perform daily activities. According to Australian psychologist with especially in autistic savants, Dr. Anvil Renon, with specialty in autistic savants, Tsula Mwangi knows everything. After studying Tsula Mwangi for years at the University of Sydney, Dr. Reynolds eventually concluded that Tsula Mwangi is likened to the Dustin Hoffman character in the movie Rain Man. Her ability for her to retain almost unlimited amount of information in her brain was already shocking. But that was more outstanding was that she outdid the real Rain Man by her ability to access information that he has never had before. According to Dr. Reynolds, such ability is possible because of what he calls the mental connection to the universal mind, giving her access to past information and real-time access to information being created. Such an ability to understand and interpret information from a universal mind continue to baffle scientists and engineers up to date. For the better part of early 2000, the story of Tsula Mwangi grew to the world, with many people questioning how it could be possible for such a person to ever be born. While the World Weekly News aired the story of Tsula Mwangi in the early 2000s, Internet users never seem to forget about the Australian story. Every few years, an internet user resurrects the story of Tsula Mwangi with a simple question: was she real? The answer is no. She was made up. To fully understand the story of Tsula Mwangi and her amazing intellect, one needs to understand the idea behind the weekly news. The World Weekly News was one of the most iconic and unusual tabloid publications in the American history. It was established in 1979 by the publisher of the National Enquirer, another tabloid known for sensationalism. The paper was created mainly to use the black and white printing press that were no longer needed by the mother company, which had switched to color printing. The publication was not entirely false, but they often cherry-picked the stories to report and added additional substantial exaggeration. So brace up for the truth. The story of Tsula Mwangi, like many others, was a complete fabrication meant to draw attention and address the challenges facing modern feminism. Modern feminists are quick to judge and knows everything there is to know, but are seemingly unaware of their apparent blindness. The blurb on her head read, "Hey guys, does that sound like anyone you are married to?"